Well, the boat buying begins.
That's right. We just flew down from Jersey to Florida to look at 5 different boats in hopes to find the right boat for our family of soon-to-be 4 for America's Great Loop. We're looking at a Cruiser 4450, a Mainship 430, a Bayliner 4788, a Carver 530, and a Silverton 453. If you're familiar with boats, then you can quickly realize that we're looking for something in the 40 to 50 foot range, ideally with 3 staterooms and a big common area for the kids to play freely, and most important of all, that it's safe.
We got the whole gang with us, and we're gonna see what it feels like to have at least 4 or 5 people on board, maybe even 6 with the brokers, and kind of go from there. And kind of the goal is to pinpoint on what make and model we want for the Loop.
The first boat on our list is a Cruiser Yacht 4450.
Okay, we just saw the Cruiser.
Liked it.
Liked it.
Unfortunately, this boat isn't for sale yet, so we weren't able to record it. But we'll do a virtual tour of a similar boat at the end of this video. But next up, we have the Mainship 430, which is a very popular boat for the Loop. This thing is absolutely stunning.
This thing's
Wow.
beautiful.
This boat in particular is actually a Great Loop veteran and just completed it this winter. With a proven track record and a nice open floor plan with plenty of room, nice wide decks for safety, a really well-maintained engine room, I was really starting to picture our family in this.
Here, give me a hand.
What do you think, bud? You wanna come see mommy?
Like, this feels safe.
Yeah.
But there was just one big issue. It only has 2 staterooms. Jordan, our boat broker with Great Loop Yacht Sales, wanted to put us on a boat with only 2 staterooms to get a feel for the layout and see if it's something we're open to. We have to ask ourselves, do we really think we'll have guests on board to make a 3-stateroom vessel worth it? At the end of the day, I hope we will. Whether it's the grandparents, family, or friends on board, we'll want the company and the extra hands on board cruising with us. So anyway, this boat has a ton to offer and checks a lot of the boxes. Inside you have a nice big kitchen with a big sink, an oven, a dedicated table for eating, an inside helm for cruising in poor weather, easy access to the engine room with a washer dryer, and 2 heads, or bathrooms for those folks who don't know what heads are yet, for each stateroom. On the outside, there are nice wide decks that feel very safe.
But it does feel much better. I would allow him to be out here with us, whereas the other one, I don't even know that I would want him out here right now.
I really like this.
Me too, actually.
And an upper helm up on the nice wide open flybridge with amazing visibility.
I feel like I can
I was gonna say,
single-hand
I feel
this.
like you have really good views.
This is a gorgeous boat.
It's really nice. What do you think,
I'm like
bud?
really starting to debate, like, do we need 3 bedrooms?
I know, I don't know. What do you think?
You like it, big boy?
Say, I love it.
There's also a big open area in the stern with access to the dinghy davit. And if it was just Taylor and I, this boat would be a no-brainer. I also just love the look of this boat. It gives you those nautical vibes and a look to just go explore. From here, we're pivoting to boats that have 3 staterooms. And the first one up is a Bayliner 4788.
So the next boat on our list is a Bayliner 4788.
I'm
this
excited
is a
about
pilot
Bayliner.
house style. And I think we're really going to like this one too. I feel like our decisions are just going to get harder and harder the more boats that we see.
This is a pilot house, meaning it has an inside helm just like the previous boat. However, it's in the center area towards the front and kind of like a dedicated area sealed off from the elements. What I noticed from going on a very limited number of pilot house style boats is all of the staterooms are forward towards the bow, allowing for an open deck on the stern with large walls, which is great from a safety perspective with little kids and a nice little area to hang out outside. As you enter on this boat, you have a huge open living space with a large kitchen. It has plenty of room for the kids to play without getting in mom's way when cooking dinner.
Huge.
This is so nice. I mean, this is like
The
so
living
much
space
space.
is huge. It still has like a bar where you can eat up here. So like if the kids are eating, like the kids could honestly eat like here if we attach
Put a table out there.
things.
Eat outside too.
But I want you to look at the bedroom thing. It's a weird layout, but it, like God forbid we were like getting water or whatever.
Yeah, we had
Like it makes me feel
or a
much
fire or
better
something.
about them
forbid.
being so close. And it's technically like
Wow, this is deep.
It's technically like a 2-bedroom. Like it could be a 2-bedroom if we want it to be.
As you head towards the bow, you have the VIP or guest stateroom on the port side or left side of the boat.
Like, but I feel like
No, that's good. I mean, actually,
areas
my feet aren't hitting the air.
Good.
And and really, you got plenty.
Like
That's what I was
this
wondering if you would hit them.
It's gonna get annoying.
So that's good.
Yeah.
And really, and you have the privacy, so
The doors open.
I mean, the only problem with this is that you have to climb over your partner to go to the bathroom.
Right.
That's
Well, I'm
fine.
on this side anyway, so I don't have to worry about it.
And a nice large head to your right.
No.
This
Also-
boat in particular has a bit of a unique hybrid master stateroom,
I mean, it's
third
definitely
stateroom, walk-in closet style, which we kind of like.
And there's not as many steps.
Whoa.
Yeah, so like there's a door here, and then they took off the hinge of the door here. So it could be a 3rd room, or it couldn't. And then these are bunk beds.
Wow.
So like
Look at that.
they're so close to us that we
Yeah.
don't really. Oh, you took off your shoe, bud? That we wouldn't really have to worry. And like this one's low enough where like I would be okay with Wyatt.
Yeah, this is really nice. This is really nice.
Right? Like it's kind of a nice layout. So that's the tub. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
wow.
But it looks like it's like an actual tub.
The master head has a tub, which is an amazing feature for bathing the kids, and it also has a washer-dryer combo as well.
And how it can be like if there aren't people on the boat, sure, Wyatt could sleep in this room.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we could put just the baby in that room if she's still waking up.
She's sold.
Well, I just think that like
This
it
is
could kind
cool.
of be a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom.
Yeah, it's nice.
Like-
when we need it.
Right. So it's like we're buying it for us, which is what he like kind of said to do. But it works for
This bed
is very high.
Very high, so it's going to be like the van. But I think we can tolerate that.
I was gonna say I don't really think that's that big of a deal.
You can access the bow of the boat from the starboard side of the pilot house with large rails on both sides and a nice little seating area to enjoy a sunset. You can also access the fly bridge from the pilot house as well for the upper helm with better visibility. However, this is where the boat kind of lacks from a safety perspective due to its small walls and limited railings up on the fly bridge.
Last boat of the day.
Yeah.
This is the Carver 530. It's pretty damn big.
Wow.
It's going to be something special probably, but this thing is crazy.
Welcome aboard.
This is the largest boat that we're going to see out of the 5 boats. And if you're new to the boating world, the numbers on a boat typically represent the feet in length overall. So a Carver 530 is 53 feet long.
Hey, buddy.
Oh wow. God. Why'd you bring me in here?
Pretty boat.
Now, a larger boat sounds great with more living space, but a larger boat also likely has a higher price tag and higher expenses at the marina. Ideally, we want the smallest boat that we can comfortably live in, so it's easier to single hand if we ever need to. If money was no option and we had plenty of experience under our belt, then this would be amazing. Maybe something in our future if we really enjoy boat life and feel we need more space as the kids get older, but who knows.
So the difference between what we just saw and this is you get all open salon space. Carver is notorious. These were built in Pulaski, Wisconsin, and so as these boats are built and you get back into the salon area, back into the main part of the pilot house, they keep this all open. So
Yeah,
it's
it's nice.
incredible space. It's incredible.
Feels
it's just
big.
wonderful living space. But when you get into this boat and start to understand
Where are you going?
spatially how this thing is laid out, the magic in this boat is down those stairs.
Yeah, this is insane.
This
This is a 53-foot boat though. I mean, this is insane.
Wait till you come this way.
So in a 530 you get 3 staterooms, but in a 450 you get 2. Come on down and take a look.
This bedroom is enormous.
Crazy. It's like that's.
Wyatt likes this one.
My God.
So this thing is a massive condo on the water. I mean, look at the size of this master stateroom. With a separate shower and head with ample closet space, you can basically turn this thing into an additional bedroom if you wanted to. The shower has a tub, which again we love for the kids, and then you have 2 more staterooms as you move towards the bow. The VIP stateroom is a modified queen, and the other stateroom has 2 bunks with portholes for some natural light, which is really nice. The additional head also has a nice big shower with plenty of space. As you make your way back to the pilot house, you have a nice wraparound couch with outside access from the starboard side. If you're wondering if this boat is too big for the Loop, well, it's actually a Great Loop veteran and was the buddy boat of Jordan's during his Loop. The sun deck is nice and big, but if I were to be picky, I'd prefer a little wider space to walk on the deck due to the kids. But back inside, you have easy access from the pilot house up to the flybridge, which is a definite highlight. With plenty of seating all around and high walls, this is so safe and something I really prioritize. Lastly, the engine room is massive with plenty of space to maneuver and check the engines before taking off each day, which as a captain, I absolutely love. Overall, this thing is pretty incredible, but again, it's a little too big for our first boat. The last boat to see on our trip down in Florida is a Silverton 453, which actually was the same make and model of Jordan's boat that he looped on the past year. Jordan and his family are gold loopers, meaning they completed the Great Loop, and it's one of the main reasons we chose Jordan as our broker. We wanted someone with experience not just on the water, but someone who accomplished the loop since there's such a variety of different waterways, and he has a wealth of knowledge and insight of what to look for and look out for when searching for a boat. Anyway, the Silverton 453 does not disappoint, and as an aft cabin layout, it offers a ton of space. We boarded the boat up on the aft deck, which is a great hybrid outdoor-indoor space that's safe for the kids to hang out thanks to its high walls and full panel glass doors. The helm is up on the flybridge right in the center with a nice table and lounge seating. From the helm, you can access the sun deck from the port and starboard side, which is great for docking, and the sidewalls are very high with a nice thick rail, which is very safe for the kiddos. Up on the sun deck, there's a nice seating area that folds down into a lounger, and I feel that it's safe enough to bring the kids up here and hang out and watch a sunset. Heading back to the helm, my only complaint about it is the distance from the living space. If the gang is hanging out down in the cabin, I would be quite lonely driving up here in the flybridge by myself. But could I live with it? I mean, just look at the inside of this thing. As you enter, you have a nice living room space with plenty of room for the kids to play. And the kitchen is actually an up galley, meaning you step up towards the kitchen with a big dining table with plenty of seating.
I told Kevin, this boat is a 60-foot boat in 45-foot boat's clothing because you have got so much space built into different layers. It's incredible.
This is cool.
He's smiling.
I like that this is
Okay, so let me show you how
in
that
here.
works. So this folds down, and then this pulls forward, and then once that's forward, then this door opens. So this will slide all the way up underneath here, and then you have full access to go out that door. And that is sweet.
Into the aft cabin, you have the master stateroom with a queen-size bed, plenty of headroom, and a master head with a bath. Again, winning for bathing the kids.
There is nothing I did not like so far.
Uh-oh.
I feel there's a lot of safety features.
Whoa.
Even where the engine is, it's safe.
Isn't that
Oh,
engine
you
room
saw
cool?
the engine room?
Well, Wyatt takes a quick tour. I wasn't letting him go
Well,
anywhere where
knucklehead,
we
I
yeah.
haven't
am not
seen.
surprised.
There's also a ton of storage on this boat, as well as a secret hatch that gets you access to the air conditioner and the generator for servicing. Heading towards the bow, there's a hallway on the port side with a huge VIP stateroom. Again, plenty of headroom and feels like a master stateroom. In here, there's a hatch with walk-in access to the engine room, making it easy to check the engines daily. As you leave the engine room, you'll notice that the VIP stateroom is connected to the head that is shared between the V-berth bunks in the forward cabin and this one. The head has a large shower, and right outside of it is the washer-dryer combo. Towards the back of the boat, you have a large swim platform that could easily hold a dinghy, but I believe most Silverton 453s have a crane on the roof to hoist the dinghy up high, which is another option.
Like, these steps feel safe to me. I'm not
Silverton
too
does
nervous.
a really good job with safety as far as boarding, getting down to the bow, and the steps on the back of the swim deck. A lot of these boats, the steps go this way, and so you miss one step, your ass is in the water. And sorry about that.
No, you're good.
And so I think they do a really good job, and the swim decks in these are solid, really solid. You know, so if you got to put a dinghy back here, you know, boarding the tender and all that.
Overall, this is a big, beautiful boat. Definitely my parents' favorite and something we have to consider. Okay, so the last boat that we wanted to show you is a Cruiser 4450, which we did see in Florida, but we weren't able to film, as I already reiterated. So I'm going to show you right now a Cruiser 4450 that's on the market today, and it's in Annapolis, Maryland, which we were super excited about because it's close to home. And something that we talked about in the last video was not wanting to buy a boat in Florida right now because Taylor is 38 weeks pregnant and very close to popping out a baby, and it just doesn't make sense to buy a boat so far away from home. So something more local would be very, very nice. And we were super excited for this one because
this boat we thought was the home run.
So it was pending, listed for $165. Jordan called the broker for us. Something happened with the survey. It dropped $40,000, so we were even more excited because we're likely gonna have to pay cash for a boat, maybe, and a lower price tag is obviously better for us. But Jordan called and found out that there was a big reason why it dropped $40,000, and that's due to delamination. However, for the purpose of the video, I'll still go through this boat and show you what the Cruiser 4450 looks like because it might be a top contender. We can kind of walk through our top picks at the end here. But the Cruiser 4450, it's kind of like a hybrid between the Silverton 45.3 and the Carver. Well, not really.
The Carver is just amazing.
Yeah, that's too big though. Okay, so like the Silverton, it is an aft cabin, and it has the big swim deck in the back.
This is also a 3-stateroom boat over the 2-stateroom boat that we saw.
Yep. In the back here, you have the full enclosed area, which is really nice, like the Silverton. I like this one a lot because the helm is right next to the opening to the inside living quarters or the cabin or whatever the cab.
I also feel like in this boat, it's the most compact outside. Mm-hmm. So it's more like one platform rather than, you have like a seating area, then you still have to go upstairs or whatever to the helm.
Right.
So this one's nice because it's all kind of the same area. So even if we were outside and Kevin was driving or vice versa, we're all essentially in the same area.
And that was a big point I had. You didn't watch the video yet, but I have a point saying I am going to be lonely, I feel like, if we're on the road. And
the road.
On the water.
On the road.
And I'm at the helm, but you guys are inside playing and stuff because we're going to be cruising for a while.
Right.
So that's that. But so this is right behind the helm. It has a nice little table area, lounge seating. So when we are docked or at anchor and we want that outside space, we could open up the windows and kind of enjoy like having a deck on the water.
Right.
And the pictures just serve really well on this boat, I think at least. But once you get into it in person, which we haven't seen in person, I'm sure that's where you'll see that reason why there's a $40,000 price drop. So let's go into the cabin here. The helm looks good.
I know, whoever took these pictures did a phenomenal job.
So this is a good layout, and this is tough to compare against the videos that we just filmed for the other 4 boats because we were there to get a feel of the boats for ourselves. That was the number one priority, not
make them look good.
Film tours of the boats. So kind of bear with us here because these pictures are for touring the boat, and that wasn't our top priority for the other ones. But this one does have that open layout that we're looking for. It has, I think, a good kitchen. The sink is not ideal.
No, sinks are horrible.
But it does have that dedicated booth eating area, which is nice.
Dedicated booth eating area.
The couch is fine, big enough for Wyatt to run around and jump off of.
The other thing I don't love about the Cruiser is the little step down into the kitchen.
Yeah, there's a little step.
It's just a little unnecessary, if you ask me. I wish it was just all one level because then I wouldn't have to worry about, just another area for the kids to fall or whatever.
None of the Cruiser 4450s have an oven. They have like a conduction microwave, which is mediocre, and it's a 2-burner induction stovetop for basically all of them. The sinks are small, circular.
2 sinks, which is unnecessary in my opinion, and small. Like, just make it one big one.
So.
And a step up to the booth. Like, come on.
Yeah, we got to make room for that third stateroom. So overall, though, a nice, good space. I think it compares to the Silverton. This is moving to the aft cabin, so this is the master stateroom. It's pretty good space, good headroom.
The storage
Plenty of
in
storage.
this boat is incredible. It has so much good storage. Like, we don't really even bring a lot of stuff after coming from van life, but this amount of storage would be very, very nice. And a bathtub for the kids, which is so convenient. There's 2 accesses to the bathtub. So there's one through the actual bedroom.
Right here.
And then there's one through the bathroom. So
Which is right there.
For 2 kids to be in the bath at the same time, it's actually easy to be able to reach both of them. Where in some of the others, which I'm sure Kevin already said, it would be hard to have both kids in the bathtub at the same time.
Yeah. Going to the forward stateroom. So this is in the very front or the bow of the boat. This is the VIP stateroom. So it's still a modified queen size bed. So a lot of good space. And there's a pretty good closet and storage in here too.
Yeah, I was going to say still a decent amount of storage. All storage up top. And then there's storage under the bed. There's, I think, 2 drawers. And I think you can pick up the bed and like store stuff under there. But a decent amount of storage for a guest bedroom in comparison to some of the others we saw.
So the third stateroom is one of the reasons why I also like this boat a lot, because the beds are very low to the ground. So why I can easily just crawl into bed or out of bed. We don't have to worry about him falling down, which is a concern. And it's just a nice little nook. Taylor was able to, when we were touring the boat, you went all the way into the back of it and it wasn't really that difficult. There's also a combo washer dryer in here as well behind this glass door, and there's even some storage here too, so it's kind of nice. This is the second head, which is just your typical head with the standalone shower, which is critical in my opinion. I don't want a wet head. Then the engine room is okay. Access is through the floor, so not as good as the Silverton or the Carver or the Mainship, but I would say it's on par with the Bayliner, a little bit better than the Bayliner actually. And here's the layout if you just want the overall view, but you have the aft cabin back here. This is your living quarters, and your kitchen galley, and then underneath the booth is where that third bedroom is with the 2 twin bunks, and then the forward cabin is the VIP stateroom with your head on the port side. So that wraps it up. Okay, so you just watched them all. What's your number 1? It's so hard.
I mean, obviously, the Carver is the nicest, but that's out because it's way too big.
Yeah. It's hard.
The Silverton has a really great inside layout. If only the helm was lower.
Right?
And then
If the helm was...
Mainship to me is out.
I love that boat though.
I know, but it doesn't have a bathtub. It's only 2 staterooms. It has a helm inside, which is not going to be used very often. And it's a waste of space. And it's just something that I'm going to constantly be like, Wyatt, don't touch that.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's
I
definitely...
still like the Bayliner hybrid bedroom situation. Because I feel like if we don't have people on the boat, then we don't have just like a room sitting there not being used by anyone. And then I like the Cruiser.
Well, I mean, to be fair, in the Cruiser or the Silverton, Wyatt could always go into that second room.
Third room.
Or whatever. When...
Yeah.
But it's definitely between the Bayliner, the Silverton, and the Cruiser. Price is going to be a big issue. Location is going to be another one. The Silverton is probably going to be the most expensive out of the three.
I mean, I think the Cruiser or the Bayliner is the best for our family.
If the Silverton had a better helm access, it would be a no-brainer.
Agreed.
Because the safety on the front of the deck with the Cruiser, the sun deck and the walkways is pretty narrow and not really that safe. So it's kind of like a bummer there. It's probably the least safe out of those three for the sun deck. But it's such a tough decision.
I don't know though. The Silverton, all those steps down from the helm.
Yeah, I mean,
even for me, I thought they were kind of like steep. So like
they're
carrying
steep,
kids
but the
would be
walls
tough.
are wide or higher.
Yeah, but they're also very narrow.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, yeah.
So I mean, I don't think any boat other than the Mainship was like safe outside.
Yeah, the Mainship was awesome for that. Mm-hmm. There is a 3 stateroom layout with the Mainship, but it takes away space in the living area, and it wouldn't be that good of a. It's not a living space for kids, and that's the biggest concern with that. Like it's built for adults.
It's more of like a trawler.
It is a trawler. And it's built for adults. It's a galley style layout. So you don't have like an open area to play mini hockey or whatever. You know, that's what the Cruiser and the Silverton is built for, to play mini hockey in the living spot. So yeah, we have a lot of decisions to make. Obviously, once more boats start popping up in the Northeast, that would kind of help us.
Hopefully they do start
Yeah,
popping up in the
hopefully.
Northeast.
Yeah. But let us know what you guys think out of those 3, I guess, or even if you like the Mainship or the Carver. There is a Carver close to home.
I mean,
here.
who doesn't like the Carver? The Carver was a beautiful... I don't know if it was just that Carver specifically, but that one was absolutely stunning.
There's also a Carver 466 that is it is the hybrid between the Cruiser and the Silverton. But the third stateroom is kind of like a small little hatch to access, and there's only room for 1 bunk, not 2.
Oh, is that the one with the
Taylor thinks it's a closet, which I argue that the Bayliner third bedroom is 100% a closet, so it's like, in my opinion, a little hypocritical.
No,
But
this one doesn't even have a normal sized door. Like, you feel like you're putting your kid in like a nook, like literally a nook.
yeah, I mean,
You're like, you might as well just be like creating like a little nook underneath the stairs.
we
and like
haven't been in one in person yet, so it's just based off pictures, which makes it hard to. But this is where we're at. I think we're making progress, but it's a very difficult decision.
very difficult decision, especially when we live in New Jersey and you can't just run and see a boat super quickly because there's not really that much availability up here.
Yeah, I wish that one in Maryland didn't have delamination issues, because that would be a no-brainer, especially at a cheaper price. But
And it looks so clean in those pictures. I mean, granted, they're probably edited, but it looks like knock out of the park.
all right, we're blabbering on here, so let us know what you guys like the most. Again, the first 4 boats, or the first 4, we weren't really touring, videoing for tours, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, sorry about that.
All right, next video will not be us buying a boat, unfortunately, but we'll see you in the basement.